So welcome everyone to Guru You. This is episode 4 with the most amazing Kenji Kumara. Please welcome Kenji. Thank you for being here. I'm going to share a little bit about Kenji with you. Kenji Kumara is recognized worldwide, and he absolutely is, as a spiritual catalyst and is the creator of quantum light weaving. We're going to talk a little bit more about that and ask you to explain. He serves as a channel holder and initiator of expanded, grounded awareness and provides a vibrational space for one's awakening self, empowered healing, and soul mastery. With academic training in education, psychology, and the healing arts, Kenji serves as a facilitator of consciousness to assist those who wish to explore their personal path to illumination and awaken to their soul's destiny and life purpose. And even as I say those words, whoo, energy just comes coming down. Upon attending one of Kenji's intensive retreats and online series, many have reported profound life changes, and I can attest to that, and clarity on their life purpose. Many receive ongoing benefits such as stress reversal of physical conditions, and reduction and elimination of worry, anxiety, and self-doubt. Kenji, thank you so much for being here today, and welcome to my podcast, Guru You.
Well, thank you. This is our first trip together.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, so this is very exciting. So thank you for having me on.
Thank you. Thank you for being here. So why don't you tell us a little bit more about quantum light weaving?
It's just a name I put to the work. I asked for a name, I don't know, 13 years ago, and it came within, I think, a day or two. And I somehow knew that I had to put in the word quantum. You know, that was before really people were talking about quantum, but I got that. So I said, okay, it's got to be quantum something. And since I'm a light weaver, you're a light weaver, as opposed to a light worker, I thought, okay, well, let's do this light weaving. And it symbolizes weaving the light through the universe, through people's lives.
Oh,
so basically, it's an approach that really doesn't have to have techniques or processes. It's more of the study and practice of holding presence to help people shift and make changes.
That's fantastic. Thank you for sharing that. I actually see a very powerful energy around you. I don't know if you're aware of any particular beings with you at the moment. Yeah, well, part of it seems to be you. You're just glowing, but beyond the glow, there seems to be, I don't know, another presence with you. If you feel into that and you get something, let me know.
Okay.
So if someone is experiencing a lot of worry and stress, what kind of, what would you offer them? What would you show them as assistance in helping them move through that? I feel like right now, especially because we're in this intense changing time, right? And there's a lot of what feels like discordant energy on the outside. So how do we maintain our balance and center on the inside?
Well, here's the thing that's come to me lately, and it was really important. The energy said it's really important to talk about this level because most people are not aware that they're being affected by the collective astral plane. I refer to that as the fourth dimension. So in my eyes, my perspective, we're moving from the third to the fifth. But if you're not aware that you can make the jump over the fourth into the fifth, then you're going to get stuck in the fourth. And to me, the fourth is the collective unconscious of all of the stuff that's happening in the world that makes people angry, sad, depressed, irritated, etc. So in other words, the astral plane is like the dumping ground for humanity, and they work out all their stuff, and it shows in movies and video games. It's all that stuff that makes people not happy. Let's put it that way. That puts them into chaos, stress, worry, doubt, uncomfortable situations, accidents even.
Yeah,
Do I need to
sure.
explain further?
No, that was a great explanation.
Yeah.
So even in your free offering, right? That would be something that people can use. Did you want to share a little bit about what you're going to be offering all of our listeners and watchers?
I'll do this quickly. If I can just jump onto another screen here.
Of course.
Okay, I'm popping on to my sales page. Okay, navigating beyond the chaos. Oh, Aurora, by the way, what I realized recently is that when we do these activations, it's really done for the future. So like this one is really appropriate for now. And we did this, I don't know, 2016 or something. But I just got that these activations that we do are not only for the present moment, but really apply into the future when people move into the experiences that they may need some help with. So basically there's 4 classes. First one is we will heal and transform our survival fears and unconscious imprinting. The keynote to that class is I am healing and parallel realities.
Mm.
You know, Seth talks about, well, he did back like 50 years ago in his book, Nature, Personal Reality, about parallel lifetimes, realities. And the Education of Over Soul, beautiful novel, goes into this one being's incarnation on the planet, but had like about 5 other incarnations happening in the past, future, and parallel that were affecting his present Earth incarnation.
Wow.
That was really quite a beautiful book. Class 2, we will cleanse and purify the imbalanced internal energies within our emotional and mental bodies. Keynote is clarity and structural alignment. Class 3, we will transmute the unconscious patterns within our physical body and empower our energy field, chakra system, and power centers. Keynote is empowering within self. 4th class, we will bridge the gap between our spirit and our body and strengthen our connection with our life path and soul purpose. Keynote is integrity and sovereignty.
That sounds amazing. What a gift. Thank you so much. I can't wait to do it. Well, like like you said, I feel a lot of us are walking around with energy, and even those of us who are aware of energy still have misalignment in the field that we may be unaware of until things start going in an interesting direction, in a colorful way.
Yeah, I get your question. So here's the response real quick. So if we're influenced unconsciously by the collective astral plane, we will have problems manifesting. We will have things come up that throw us off center. We will have difficulties in relationships. I mean, you just imagine whatever level of difficulty, and that could be because one is influenced unconsciously by the collective astral plane, of fear and pain, struggle, war, discord, disharmony, the list goes on. And really, it just takes a matter of choosing not to be any more affected by that level. And then things begin to shift. But we have to make that choice literally every day until it's built into our brain pattern and in our heart center. So it's like when you go to the gym to work out for the first time, you're sore, you don't want to do it the next day, you push through it, you practice, you build up your muscles until it becomes automatic.
Absolutely. And that's very powerful.
Yes,
I remember
when I was a little kid, I was definitely influenced by that because I had no clue. So I was, I guess, labeled hyperactive kid. I couldn't control my energy. I was like, so much energy. Not that I got distracted, but it's like I didn't know how to manage my energy as a little kid. So I would hurt myself physically. I would run into walls, I would trip and fall, I would sprain my ankle. And of course, it wasn't until like this last decade where I began to be more conscious and aware of everything. It just takes practice. So it's like meditation, right? You practice, you keep practicing until it becomes natural. And then you don't have to practice, you just now become that presence. And that's what quantum light reading is all about, is helping to teach people, show people how to hold presence.
That's perfectly stated, and I love it. Holding presence and being present, right?
Yeah, holding it right here. I'm holding it right here.
Yeah. That's so funny you say that. It explains a lot about why I also hurt myself a lot as a kid, running around and doing things. I never thought about it, that I just didn't have an awareness of the energetics and how to master it or be holding presence. That makes perfect sense. Fantastic. So what do you like to do for fun?
I like to go to the Friday night drumming circle in town. Really. I love
That's
it.
awesome.
Yeah, it'll start in about a month and it'll run through October. It's every week and it runs for about 4 hours. But what I love about it, I love drums, but also when you get 30 or 40 drummers, and most of them probably don't know each other necessarily, and then they just start drumming. There's no leader. It's a whole group mind experience. And the tourists come, some locals come, and we listen, we absorb, and we support. And what's really neat is they'll usually drum for at least an hour before they take a break to start again. And they'll maybe do that three times maybe during the evening. But I love it. And I love walking around Asheville. It's so unique.
Oh, that's so beautiful. Yeah. Um,
I like hiking too. I'm going to start doing that pretty soon.
well, yeah, you need it to be weather permitting, and that I understand.
Yeah. And I'm going to start having potluck parties here.
Oh, cool.
And
like the good old days.
weekly, or not weekly, but regular meditation groups. We're going to help clean up the grid here in Asheville by doing conscious meditation with whoever shows up, and we'll do clearing work, we'll do empowerment work. Basically, I think I was brought here to help clean up the grid system.
Yeah, that sounds perfect. Though Sedona misses you very much.
Yeah, I miss Sedona too. I miss Boynton Canyon a lot.
Yeah. Well, you have a very powerful connection there. So at least when you're cleaning up grids, you can always make bridges, and that's pretty cool too.
Oh yeah, we're going to do that. We're going to bridge Hawaii, Sedona, Mount Shasta to here.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic. In the drumming, do you choose to participate, or are you really just holding space?
I'm just there to experience it, although I am tempted to go buy a drum and learn how to drum at this drum shop. Every Wednesday they have a $15 class. The guy teaches you how to do it. So you just borrow one of his drums that he has for sale. And so I probably will do that. And maybe next year I'll buy a drum.
Okay.
We'll see.
Sounds good. Sounds good. So what, do you have any retreats on the horizon that we would be able to join in?
Well, I'm tentatively considering Lake Louise. You ever been there?
No, I haven't.
Banff in Canada.
Okay.
Okay, Lake Louise is kind of north in the mountains in the beautiful Canadian Rockies. Lake Louise has about 3 beautiful lakes. I mean, they're just exquisitely pristine. They look kind of like aqua blue green lake. Anyway, we did a retreat there about 6 years ago. So
Oh, wow.
we're considering going back there, although we'll probably end up in Calgary doing maybe like a weekend healing retreat.
Okay.
And in Asheville, if I find the right place, I'll do a retreat this year.
Okay. What kind of retreat would you want to facilitate?
Maybe a combination of teaching people some energy techniques, meditation techniques. Perhaps they'll do triad trade. That's what 3 people in small groups trading off with the exercises. But basically, I feel it's going to be teaching my signature program, which I haven't taught yet. So get this, Aurora. So it's about healing the original core pain or experience where we popped out of the quantum into duality, into the old matrix. So I feel if we can do that level, then everything else will begin to take care of itself. Yeah.
I got a very powerful energy rush when you just said that. That sounds amazing. Yeah, I'd say that whenever I feel like I personally am making strides in my growth, anything that isn't love that keeps showing up, it all ultimately, no matter if it's fear or anger or jealousy or whatever the silly fun stuff is that we've come to play in and learn to love, it all goes back to separation. And it all goes back. It was very funny. My friend was here recently visiting, and she said, "How are you doing?" I said, "Yeah, I've been struggling with this separation thing." And she said, "Really, what's your inception point?" And I said, "Really, it's source." It's not mom and dad. It's not past lifetimes. It's not past planets or wherever else I want to be. When I really feel into the energy of grief, it is separation from source. It is that quantum movement. And I think that's incredible. That's so powerful and would really help. Like you said, if we can align into the memory of being that we are never separate from our source, truly, it's just a perception, right? On the one hand, it's physical, but the physical is only one iota of our existence. So that feels like, wow, I want to go to that.
Oh, yeah. I got that download, as I do with a lot of my downloads, just sitting on my deck.
Yeah.
I never get it in formal meditation.
Yeah.
I get it in moments when you wouldn't necessarily expect it, but like when I'm quiet, when I'm just, right, don't have to think about what I got to do next for my business or whatever. And I get a lot of my content downloads same way. I put out to the universe, okay, next step, I want to offer something really unique. All right. And then maybe a month later or 2 months later, it comes. It doesn't always come like really quickly for me.
No.
So maybe Aurora, just ask, show me how to do my life in a different way.
Oh, I like that.
And in divine right timing. We always ask that in divine right timing because we don't always know when the divine right timing is. We might think we want it like now or tomorrow. Usually doesn't happen.
Not just that, I was shown once acceleration. I asked about my soul path acceleration and what it would look like. They basically showed me a car accident and me sitting in a coma. And it wasn't that it was going to happen. It was that in order for my body to catch up to the acceleration, I would have to be in a coma-like state in order for that to integrate into my body. Right. So I was very grateful for that visual and for that, example, because there's no way that that's my desire in terms of, right? In terms of my living, well, everyone says, I want this, I want that. But like you said, if we don't ask for it in divine timing, we don't really know what the unfoldment would look like in order for the integration to take place.
Oh, and the other thing, to answer your question from a long time ago, we emphasize the ability to receive. It's very important. Yes, we want this, we want that, we want instant enlightenment, whatever. But if one has unconscious resistance to movement forward, it's gonna block it or it's gonna delay it. So we always work with the unconscious resistance of fear, basically.
That's a great answer also. Right, because people often state that they desire something, but they're not actually doing anything to move forward or to move through the resistance. And the resistance is absolutely not something that most people are conscious of at all.
No.
They just think it's not happening yet, but they're not actually doing anything to make the shift. So it is interesting it's interesting for me because I'm actually very conscious of my resistance, and it's funny to see that I resist anyway.
Hey, that could be your motto. I resist anyway. So what?
Right.
Get that bumper sticker. Put on the back of your truck.
That's a good
I resist anyway. Then help.
Yeah, it's it's also the soul memory of what life had looked like when things were. It's interesting because I feel like we've been given all the tools now to be in alignment and move forward. And some of the resistance feels like remembering. So for instances, lately I've been channeling a specific being. And I only let him so close and in so far. So the more I do it, he comes in a little further, the more I connect with my heart and the more I allow that presence to be with me. But I'm in awareness that there's a fear around surrendering completely to that energy because of past life, no good stuff, stuff that happened that wasn't in my highest alignment. And what's funny is now I'm in awareness that that can't happen or won't happen. I am in awareness that we've been given all the tools and all the information to have an awareness of how to command the energy field of our own and work in a very different way and or the highest way that we can. But there's this little inner child right now that's just like, nope, can't let him in all the way.
Nope, can't do it.
Nope.
Nope, can't do it.
Not ready yet.
That's like
Not
Finn.
ready.
Nope, ain't gonna do it.
Exactly. That reference is to my puppy dog. He's very funny. He was on screen earlier, but not for the recording, to say hello to Kenji. So the moving of those unconscious and subconscious blocks is really, really potent to moving forward and moving that resistance. So thank you for sharing that and for having that be part of the work.
There's another key to consciousness too, and that's breathing.
Yeah. Right. Breath.
Using the breath to become more conscious and to let go.
Yeah, to surrender.
Mm-hmm.
The breath is, it brings you into the body.
So I will share something with you, Aurora, just popped into my awareness. So I used to have some recurring nightmare visions, what I call them, when I was adolescent and going into teenage years, so junior high and high school. I thought I had about 6 of them once a year. And it was the same recurring nightmare vision. And basically it was, all of a sudden I would get a fever. And then I would have to stay home from school, which I liked. And I'd be laying on the couch, doing nothing, but feeling very hot and sweaty. And it happened every time, each year for about 6 years. Same vision nightmare. So it's basically all of a sudden, I'm like out of my body, out in the universe, just consciousness. And there was this vortex that I could hear very loud. It was roaring. If you can imagine what a roar would look like in a vortex, I mean, it would sound. And I would look down towards the funnel, because it looked like a kind of a tornado. Look down at my eyes, and I thought, or I knew, if I let go, I'm going to go down deep into the bottom of this vortex and explode into a million pieces, become the universe. And my ego freaked out.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know, right? And I had nobody to talk to. So it was that if I had surrendered in those, if I would have said, okay, I let go, God knows what would have happened with my life. But maybe I thought, well, if that did occur to a completion, I don't know if anybody would understand me coming back as a 12-year-old or a 13-year-old. Oh my God, right? So maybe that was part of it. But I was very conscious that I was holding on and I didn't want to die. And then I would scream out to God, literally in this state, without a body, just consciousness. Please, God, don't let me die. And as soon as I said that, I'm back in my body. My body is trembling. I'm totally sweating in my face. My mom's next to me looking at me and going, oh, I hope he doesn't die. Because that, she didn't know. And I had a fever of 104.5. Always this high fever. Now, the interesting thing was, I remember always after about 2 weeks from this experience, when I go back to school, I felt very internally empty inside. And I didn't want to eat anything because I felt really good inside my body. And I felt like I had to walk to school, like 3 miles, 4 miles. I felt like I was hovering over the sidewalk, walking to school, but like levitating and hovering. Very cool.
That's super cool. Wow.
So I said to the universe, if I ever have that experience again, I'm going to surrender because now I know. But the ego or the mind thought of bursting into a million pieces and becoming the universe frightened it. Becoming the whole universe.
Well, I have a feeling you've done it before, right?
Uh-huh.
So I wonder what would have happened if you would have chosen, would it have meant physical and energetic? Or would it have only been energetic?
No, it would have been definitely physical. Yeah, and I'm going, oh my God, I'm going to this junior high and they do not understand.
But not just this, like then we wouldn't have you and we need you here, especially in this time space.
Yeah, yeah. That reminds me, I had some God experiences when I was very young, and I didn't embody it because as a 2-year-old or as a 4-year-old and being with my loving parents, they wouldn't have understood. Nobody would have understood. The church that they went to wouldn't have understood. Grandma, well, grandma might have understood, but I thought, don't want to risk it.
Yeah, but that makes perfect sense. You were still given an opportunity, right? Like the awakening for you is still, it still happened. It's still, right? You're still
Yeah,
able to share your
I
gift.
wake up more each day. It's really nice. Every week, I just become more aware. No big deal. It's just I'm more awake.
Oh,
And
but
for
it is a
me,
big deal because remember, when you do it for you, that's in our collective consciousness too,
yeah,
not in the fourth, but in the fifth, and it allows us to, right, to
yeah.
reach for that. So
So
thank you for waking up each week.
we teach people you got to do your homework. Do your
Yeah,
homework.
yeah, that's right. And what I try to share with my clients is that for each person, the homework can look different. It doesn't have to be the same thing or one thing. In fact, I shared that if I had to do one thing, if one thing guaranteed my ascension and I had to do it every single day, I wouldn't ascend because I'd get bored.
Yeah, probably.
Right? I know
All right,
myself.
so we'll give you some business challenges here to keep you awake.
Exactly. Exactly. So are you feeling maybe a little kind of, I don't know if you have anything else you want to share, if you're feeling maybe a little activation for us today?
Yeah, let's do something that everybody can do that can bring them back to center when they get distracted from the astral plane.
Perfect.
So really that disruptive energy, it's called distractions on one level. And how it manifests is it will throw you off center to where you're now feeling in some way, well, I'm just not quite myself and I'm not quite in my body and I'm not quite focused. I'm a little spacey, or I'm too into much density and can't feel the expansive awareness of that other part of me. So those are some of the symptoms. Oh, and we can, from the collective unconscious, obviously, pick up the collective depression, agony, despair, sadness, hatred, everything of the collective that they cannot control. So that's why it's like a collective field. It's got to go somewhere. Theoretically, when we all take care of our stuff, there will be no need for that astral plane anymore. Oh, what a thought.
Right?
Okay, so sit comfortably, take off your shoes, feet on the floor, palms facing upwards on your lap. Slowly close your eyes, take a deep breath. And as you breathe in through the nose, you're going to hold the thought as a feeling in your body. I am relaxed, calm, and centered. And so when you breathe out, you're going to let go of any emotional energy that doesn't align with I am calm, centered, relaxed, serene, in focus. And feel your body beginning to sink into the earth as if it was becoming one with the earth, of which it is. And then as you take another deep breath in, move it all the way up through the top of your head out into space, into the quantum space. So you can begin to feel that expansiveness again and that sense of oneness and connection. And then hold all of that in your heart center. So breathe in and now feel as if a beautiful sun is radiating its rays out of your chest, out into the world, your world, out into your environment, into your home, into your neighborhood. And then take another deep breath and feel your spinal column as it begins to make its natural realignment with the vertebrae. Allow your head to empty, allow your shoulders to drop to the floor, relaxing all of the muscles in your face and your jaw. And then bring your awareness up to your third eye and feel as if a little electrical current is activating from your pineal gland into the rest of your brain, into the hemispheres of your brain, into the very center that we call the cave of Brahma, of the crystal palace, and then bring that energy on the out breath all the way down your spinal column, all the way down the base of your spine. And when you feel like you've really centered, remember that feeling in your body, remember it. And then create the intention that you're going to hold this space for the rest of the day. And in your future, if ever you go out of center, you're going to remember to come back and do this little exercise sitting in a chair. Okay, and then you can open your eyes very slowly. Know that your brain's going to be making adjustments, so you may feel a little odd for about the next hour maybe. Remember to drink water, like here's some electrolyte water here. So always drink some water after an activation.
Oh,
Okie dokie, that's just a little preview.
That was a tiny little niblet, because Kenji does, I mean, but I feel it's, I don't know how we are quantumly connected, other than perhaps I'm in the Kumara family as well, but I can just tell you that whenever you do an activation, I feel every word.
Yeah,
so,
man.
Yeah, it's so powerful. From 2012, I think, is when I first started working with your CDs, and then saw you on that summit when they had it, you know, you could purchase like snippets of that summit that you were in, actually in Phoenix, right? Was it? I don't remember where the summit was.
I don't remember either.
Yeah, anyway, just through all space-time, your words just your energetic field is so powerful and so impacting. And I'm so grateful to be on this planet with you at the same time, and to know you, and blessed to know you and have you as a dear friend.
And same to you as well, fellow Kumara buddy.
Thank you for this beautiful time today. And again, thank you for this free offer that everybody's going to get to partake in. I don't think you guys really know what gift it is that Kenji is offering this. So thank you so much. And definitely go to his website and check out everything he's got, because at quantumlightweaving.com, right? It's
kenjikumara.com.
Oh, sorry. Thank you. It's kenjikumara.com. There's just unbelievable things that you can participate in, different classes, different downloads, and of course, potentially these next coming live retreats, which would be awesome. And some of the past retreats you have recorded for purchase as well, correct?
Yes, we record everything. So every retreat, everything that we've done since 2008 has been recorded, every activation. So we have probably over, I'm guessing, 250 different recorded activations on the website.
That's fantastic. I know some of them you've done in the different vortexes or vortices in Sedona.
Yes.
Which are also super potent and powerful. And yeah, and like you said earlier, they're evergreen. You really are channeling from a quantum space, so that wherever and whenever we are, we can use these frequencies and really upgrade and or allow the integration of new codes, or the codes that are already there, to just become activated. It's so potent. So thank you so much.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
And yeah, so everybody check out kenjikumara.com. If you need the spelling, you'll see it in this video and with the podcast, so it'll be very easy to access. And we thank you, Kenji, for your time, and we will talk to you soon.
All right, Aurora. Thumbs up. High five. All right.
High five.